What's up, guys? So I've been pretty fortunate as to having, good mentors and good people around me to give me really good advice. And so I thought I'd make a video going over some of the best advice that I've received that can also help you out. So the success tip number one for young people is going to be to find a mentor. One thing that I've realized is that I don't know everything. I, really don't have the answers, and there are people out there that have more experience in life that can, give you those answers. If you show to them, you have the potential to do great things. One thing that I've done is I've looked at people that, are kind of along that similar path that I would like to be, or as successful as I like to be, and I try to reach out to those people and talk to them about what they're doing, how they got there, and a couple of tips that they have for me as to how I can get there as well. Another thing that's also great is to become a mentor. If you've learned these tips, you've learned things from people, and you feel like you can, positively impact somebody else's life, do so. Success tip number two is going to be to invest in yourself. Now, this one's simple. You're going to want to make sure that you pay attention to your health, you pay attention to, what you're eating, how much you're exercising, because you really can't help other people unless you're taking care of yourself. This is something that I know a lot of guys and a lot of girls, they don't, take into consideration with their lives because they're busy, they're in school, they're working, but this is a really important thing. It's probably the most important thing. Success tip number three is going to be to learn about finances. I know I've seen among my peers is that a lot of young people don't understand the importance of developing credit and building credit in the long run. You use credit for things like buying a house, a car, starting a business, getting a loan from an investor. These are all really important things that are determined based on your credit. I think having a good credit score is something that you should guard with your life. It's really important. It's something that you can't let slip. It's something that you have to always pay off and take care of. Now, budgeting is also really important as well. I struggle with this personally, but I've gotten a little bit better. I've started to spend less of what I'm making, but the general rule is you don't want to spend more than you make. Tip number four is going to be to surround yourself with successful people. I've always been taught that you are who you hang around. So if you hang around, people that drink on the weekends, that go out and party and don't do anything productive, then you're going to be one of those people. But if you hang around, people that are starting businesses, that are doing, cool things, going to school, working, then you're going to be that kind of person as well. You also want to make sure that you find people who make you better. You don't want to hang around, slouches. You don't want to hang around people that are, trying to bring you down. Next up, success tip number five is to realize that a lot of things in your life are in your own control. You can change your situation. Most people feel like, I owe this money, or I'm stuck with this debt and I can't get out of this situation. But you can get out of the situation. You have to take control, and you have to realize that you can change it. A lot of people are in a victim mindset. They don't believe that they can become successful. They don't believe that they can rise from the adversity that they faced. And that's just simply not true. Nothing in your life is set and final. You have to realize that everything that you're going through can be changed, and you can come out of it. Next up, number six is also something that's in your control, and that is the amount of content that you're consuming, the amount of knowledge, and the amount of reading that you're doing. Now, I used to be really big into reading books. Like, I would, buy a book and I'd read through it, and, I've kind of lately fallen out of that. I just, haven't really been big on reading lately, but reading is something that I think is powerful. It allows you to, come up with new things and new conversations to have with other people, and it's just something that's really going to help you out. Now, if you're not a big fan of reading, you can also check out audiobooks, and a thing that I love is podcasts. I love listening to the Joe Rogan podcast. I listen to it daily because, the guests that he has on there, I think, are very beneficial, and they're very helpful. They, talk about different life scenarios and situations that I think can help a lot of people, and so that's why I listen to it. And the final tip, number seven, is going to be to start right now. If you have a goal, you want to do something, you want to try to accomplish something, you should go ahead and start right now, because there's never going to be a better time to start than now. Yeah, sure, I wish I would have started this channel years ago in 2008 when YouTube was getting big, but I wasn't in position then. I was at the time that I started GenStyle. And so, there's really not going to be a good time to start anything. You just have to do it right now. You have to go out now and just start it, because the first product that you come out with is not going to be the best. It's not going to be perfect, and it's going to be something that you're probably going to look back on and you're going to be embarrassed about. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you try to keep improving on what you're doing, and you always strive for better. Thank you guys for watching, and also remember, just don't get content in what your current situation is. You always want to try to strive for better. You always want to do better things, because if you get content and you get stuck with where you are, you're not going to be advancing. And with that being said, I'm Robert, this is Gen Style, and I'll see you guys later.